Straight off the dome, Goodwill by the pounds finds for the winter months, the cold months, the months that I didn't really go to the Goodwill by the pound that much. I found a couple things, though, so even though the amount of stuff isn't that great, let's just take a quick look. Dungeons & Dragons Essentials. You've seen these before. I can't believe I found yet another set. I now have, I think, the 3 main sets from the Dungeon Tile Master set. The Dungeon, the City, and the Wilderness. So that is really cool. So for D&D stuff that was just randomly in the bins, I found a bunch of the Lost Mind of the original D&D starter set. And it's really interesting. I don't know. I mean, this was just sort of in there randomly. So there's not really much I can do with it. But I decided to grab it anyways. I thought maybe this would be something to give away at a library game event. Kind of lost one, because these are kind of not a set, so I could give these away to somebody. And it would be somewhat helpful for them to, like, flip through. If they're just learning how to run or play D&D, that would be a fun thing. But speaking of Dungeons & Dragons, we're going to skip. For $3, I got the D&D 9-episode Dungeons & Dragons cartoon thing. I've never actually watched this. I've seen all the clips on YouTube. I know the episodes are on YouTube, too, I think, for the most part. But yeah, for $3, brand new, I decided to get it just for my shelf. Maybe I'll watch it, maybe I won't, but it was interesting to see something like that. What else are we gonna look through here? We got more random Legos. Some Moana stuff, which I thought was really interesting. That goes in the Lego bin to be resold. Oh, we got some Hero Quest stuff. Or Heroscape stuff. Look at that. This is a Heroscape Dragon Wing. I'd recognize that anywhere. Sadly, the dragon is not around. So I go through my bag of stuff. I think I did find some other... We got some Heroscape terrain here. You know what? We actually have a lot of bits and bobs this time around. Some Heroscape guy. Little robot guy. Another zombie guy? Like a zombie guy from a board game or something. I don't know exactly where this guy's from. These sort of loosely fit together for terrain. So I used to have a lot of this stuff, and I really wish I would have kept it. But at the time, I didn't have that many Heroscape miniatures proper, so I decided to sell it. But now I'm like, now that it's coming back, I didn't realize this, but apparently there's a resurgence, and the Heroscape stuff is going to come back, so... Disappointed that I found one wing, but that's kind of what happens sometimes when you go to the Goodwill bins. You'll find just random bits and pieces of stuff. Really cool robot guy. Sadly not something I would really use for my game, but pretty cool nonetheless. We have some McFarland stuff. Always fun to find some McFarland stuff in the old bins. I found this guy in one bin. And obviously... a very detailed, very cool looking guy. Obviously this is sized for like a normal sized action figure. Missing a leg, sadly. So I actually put this guy back because I was like, you know what? Like, I don't need this guy, even though he looks really freaking awesome. And obviously with some of the older McFarlane stuff, the details are incredible. Look at all the little leather armor bits and the detailed painting on the face, and they even include like little like chains and stuff. It looks really cool. I have no idea what if this is a McFarlane original or if this is some sort of toy from a series that I'm not sure of, but I put this back because I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna. And then I went to another bin across the room, and then I found the leg. So I ended up deciding, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go back for this because it looks so cool. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll repin this or something. Maybe this is gonna be useful in some way. I mean, it could work in 28mm. It's so good. The details are so good. There's not really anything that, like, specifically makes it look, like, completely out of place. It just looks like a colossal, gigantic beast thing. So, Weirdly enough, I think the tusks mean that it would probably be some sort of... Well, I don't know. Anyways, so I'll probably do something with that, but that was a fun little find. Some Cheapo Dragons here. I think I got these because I figured maybe I'd be able to use them for like parts for something, but yeah, these are not the brand that you find in the 25-cent or $1. I've seen the other dragons in the Gapshapon, the capsule toy things, and those actually look a little bit nicer than this. These must be some sort of dollar store thing. Big old sword. I'm assuming this is probably something from the McFarland thing. Oh, we got the Moana clear plastic toy. I always liked this thing. I thought this would make a really cool like marker on a D&D map or used for some sort of elemental. Really cool looking Volcano Goddess. The translucent effect is very subtle and nice. And yeah, I painted one of these that wasn't translucent, but these translucent ones I think look good enough on their own on the table. So yeah, fun little find there, certainly. I got a dice. Very light. This feels like one of the dollar store dice. Super, super cheap. We got a little water spout thing. I thought that looked pretty cool. Oh no, it doesn't stand up. Okay, so this must be like a little bit that goes on something. But yeah, I felt this was good enough for my bits box. Even though it doesn't stand up, I could put it on a base, I guess. Another little dragon guy. I like the pose on this guy a little bit better. Oh, the classic Tim Mee skeleton. Impossible to paint. Little Mega Blocks? Dragon? Drake? Something like that. Little Drake head thing. Mega Blocks, Dragon, Drake thing. Looked pretty good. Plastic, sort of like a Ponce de Leon helmet style thing. Very plasticky. I've not seen these in this very light plastic stuff. I think it's more of a modern manufacture, which is interesting. Some little bits of hard plastic. Incredibly hard plastic. Castle bits, which would be good for basing or for scatter terrain. Oh, we got the head. Just the head. Of some sort of ancient bird thing. This is all I was able to find. But I thought this would make a cool, like mounted head. Just for, like, a giant flying prehistoric monster sort of thing. Let's get into the 80s stuff. What we have here is original 1987. That's right. It's the McDonald's Big Mac Transformer guy. And he lifts up like that. And it's a McDonald's Transformer guy. I love it how, like, this is actually a pretty intricate toy. I love these things. I think because, like, I desperately wanted them as a kid, and I think I only got, like, one as a child. And it's just like, that's good because, you know. But, yeah. That color scheme, that is some 80s color scheme. That is really cool. I love that, like, these things just kind of come up on a regular basis. I've got a pretty good collection of these little guys now. But, yeah, this is one of the official fast food ones. What do we got here? Snarf! Snarf, 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 snarf! These are 1985 Thundercats. Thundercats 1985, the Snarf figure. Obviously, this guy, I think, was supposed to be some sort of pencil or pen holder, maybe? Pretty cool looking. And then this guy, I think it was just maybe supposed to be just a plastic figure to go in scale with the action figures. But yeah, amazing. Amazing! Look at that guy. Snarf. I think that's something that I would gonna kind of keep as a shelf piece. I have a bunch of 80s toys now. Yeah. That's the first one that I was like kind of recognized as from my childhood. Oh yeah, that's from that cartoon. I've got a big Lego guy keychain. Just a super oversized. Look how big this keychain is. This is a massive Ninjago Lego man. His head does not come off. His legs does not come off. He can be posed in Lego-like fashion. But he's so big, I don't understand the point of a keychain this big unless you're supposed to use this as like a bathroom keychain or something. I don't know. I think that's most of the random stuff. I got another one of these tiny little... Yeah, I got another one of these little tiny doodads here. I'm not sure what this is from, but I really like the looks of these guys. They're nice little idols, and they're very tiny too, so it's good for D&D terrain. And then a PlayStation 3 controller. Look at this. In very good condition. I didn't wipe this off much. Buttons seem very responsive. Every time I see one of these, I buy it. And I have not found one that didn't still work. So I'll have to try to charge this up. But yeah. I guess if I ever want to do, like... I don't know. I don't know how many multiplayer games there are on the PlayStation 3. I think Dragon Crown is on there. But yeah. PlayStation 3 controller. Considering I paid like, you know, $2 a pound for it. You know, not bad at all. Speaking of PlayStation 3, bought Time Shift. Time Shift for $3. Which is not bad considering it's all there. I'm not sure if this is like one of the nicer games from that genre of time manipulation games, but I remember I kind of wanted to play. Maybe it was the other one I wanted to play. But yeah, I think for $3, I think that was a pretty good buy. And then we have some random books. The Legion of Regrettable Superheroes. 50 strangest supervillains in the history of comics. The Loot Crate edition. This is something I thought would be fun to flip through. King Killer. Scarlet Death. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I just thought that would be fun for the fun edition, perhaps, for the book sale coming up. The League of Regrettable Superheroes as well. Which is pretty cool. Moon Girl. The Bee-Man. The Gunmaster and Bullet Boy. Yes. Another one that I'm going to flip through and then promptly add to the book sale. And then finally we have Among Us. This was just sitting in the bins, so I did not pay very much at all for this. But I just thought this was so funny that it's literally an Among Us Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, man. The detritus of trends. I remember when Among Us was like the biggest thing. But yeah, I thought this was just guy was so cute. Sonic. So yeah, that's what I found at the Goodwill by the pound, obviously. Mostly just random stuff. I have high hopes. I have high hopes for some of the little bits and pieces. I was super happy I found this just for a shelf piece. I gotta come be creative and figure out what I'm gonna do with the HeroScape one wing here. I really wish I would have found the full dragon. That would have been nice. But, you know, because it's Goodwill by the pound, people just grab random stuff. And they're not too concerned about having, like, the full whatever. And, yeah, this guy, too, was a really fun find. And I hopefully am going to implement something in a game. He looks like he'd be, like, part of, like, just the massive Beast of Burdens, like a bunch of ogres or something would have. All kitted out. That was a short one, but a good one. I'm going to definitely try to do some crafting videos. And I'm working continually on the weird iceberg video for the weird miniatures that I own. I think I'm going to cut down the scope on that and split that up into a couple videos because that thing's a monster and I've been putting way too much work into it. So, all right, excellent. I will see you guys later. Peace out.